I'm betting on the boys. And I hate to say it. I feel like a traitor. I feel like I should be put up in court for treason for even saying something so crazy.
Right.
But they're good, man. Like you said it earlier, this is an overlooked reality. Like their pass defense, they haven't even allowed 200 yards in the air this year. And that for me is like, wait, what? And then you throw in this intangible of Cooper Rush, and then when Dallas decides they're actually going to run the ball and stick with it between Pollard and Zeke, it's like, uh-oh. All right, what the biggest thing for me is like, are they going to mess this up? I can only hope that they'll do what Dallas does and mess up this situation with Dak, because Jerry is a total. He's a genius. I'm not going to sit here and call him an idiot because he's not. Right? He's got to where he is because he's smart. But his ego is his biggest thorn in his side, man. It's always going to be that thing that holds him back from maintaining good relationships with coaches that have won him Super Bowls. You know, we saw it with Jimmy, with Barry, and now he's one of those GM / president / owner / everything above you that says, I want a coach that I can tell what to do. And I wouldn't shock me if he's like, hey, he makes the call and he's like, yo, Karth, do this. This is what I want. Right. Does he want Cooper? And this is just gut. This is not heard, whatever. Media doesn't know anything more than we know. Only Jerry knows. Does he want Cooper or does he want Dak? Or does he not even care and he just wants the ratings and the ad money?
I think it's a mix of all of it in a weird way. I mean, he's already has Dak locked up, right? I mean, he's paying Dak a certain amount of money no matter what.
So much.
I think he more than anything, I think Jerry wants that ring, wants one more ring. He knows his days are numbered. He knows there's only going to be so many more opportunities to get one. I think he can taste it. He knows that team is, I mean, for the past 2 years, they've been on the cusp of being there, being in the mix, being one of those teams. And now they got the defense. Defense wins championships, right? That defense is pretty much elite.
Yeah.
One of the top defenses in the league. I think, first, it's interesting. Like you've heard reports this week. Jerry Jones says Dak can't grip a football yet. It's interesting. Like everything comes through Jerry Jones. Everything comes through him. It's not Mike McCarthy. It's not even Adam Schefter. It's Jerry Jones said he wants to be the one telling the media everything about his team. It's always Jerry. And you know what Jerry wants, like you mentioned ratings. He wants Dak back on Monday Night Football next week. If he can't grip a football this week, I'm not sure how that happens. So we'll see what happens there. But nothing more. Jerry wants that. He wants Dak back Monday night, all eyes on the Cowboys, kind of take away some of the shine from possibly the undefeated Eagles at that point. Because it'll all be about the Cowboys. It'll all be about Dak coming back.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
At the same time, you got to wonder, if you get into Dak's mind, does he want Cooper Rush to keep winning?
No. Would you?
If Cooper wins this week, and then Dak can't play next week, and Cooper wins on Monday Night Football against
Oh, my gosh. Oh, you talk about a firestorm.
Right, but here's the thing. Dak is going to be the guy. Like, when Dak's healthy, he's going to be the starting quarterback. But as soon as he gets one loss, holy smokes.
Let me take it a step further.
Yeah.
He doesn't even have to play. Listen, you said it yourself. Whatever Jerry says about the grip, and what is grip? Like, what is truth, right? So in this instance, grip is subjective. Like, I heard somebody say this, and this is a great point. It's like, hey, Dak, how's the grip? It's good. No, I mean, is it good or is it great? It's good. Like, is it 100%? And then, but we talked about this also. Counterpoint to that, which they didn't bring up, is what player worth his salt isn't going to lie to get on the field? He doesn't want Cooper to win games. And the first pick six that Cooper Rush throws, Jerry Jones is going to be like, oh, no, the grip is better, right? We're 95% now, right? The question is, though, if and then, right? So the flow chart, if Cooper Rush beats the Rams, which I believe they are going to do handily.
I agree. I think the Cowboys win. For
sure. But let's play out that scenario. He wins this week. Cowboys are right there with the Eagles. They're one game behind. That's nothing in the NFL. And then he goes up next week, and Cooper Rush throws dimes this week. What do you do? Like, if you're McCarthy if you're whoever's making the decision, let's say it's a joint decision, just for conversation's sake. Like, what do you do for the best interest of the team, for the best interest of your fans and football? Like, you got to go with a hot hand. Like, what if you put Dak in there and he throws 2 interceptions or fumbles the ball or gets his hand slapped and he's back at square one with his thumb? Then it's like, oh, you see, you just had to play him on Monday night. You just couldn't resist. You just had to have that showcase quarterback showdown. Jalen. Yep, Jalen. Now, it was not the same ring, Jalen versus Cooper. You got to have Jalen versus Dak. It's a different thing. And it is different, right?
It is, yeah.
But to me, it's like, I don't think Jerry Jones can resist the temptation of pushing it. So I think that they're going to mess this situation up with Dak. It's going to be the best in the best interest of the Eagles. No matter whether Dak plays or not, they're going to mess this up with him. And he's going to leave Dallas. I don't think this contract is going to end in Dallas. I think the contracts gets traded away before it's all said and done. I think what this is, and listen, they're Cowboys fans that they're angry at what I just said, but they think about it and they're like, wait a minute. Let's look at how the offense has flowed. Let's look at how the balance has been maintained. Order, all right? That it's happening with this offense, and it's sorry, but it's not under the watch of Dak Prescott. And Dak, you can say he's the guy. Listen, Carson Wentz was the guy, right? Everybody's the guy until they're not the guy, and it's all about winning. And if and then Dak comes back early against the Eagles, what do you do? Like, he gets hurt or gets messed up in his head, 2 interceptions, something happened, and that defense is waiting, dude. They're licking their chops to play the Cowboys right now. And best believe it's a win-win. They lose this week against the Cardinals. They're stunned. They're hurt. Their ego's shot. They're 5-1 going against, or 4-1 going against the Cowboys for the division lead. And it's like, okay, or if they win, they're 5-0 and they have to defend their home turf on Monday Night Football against the Cowboys, and Dak's coming back. Either way, they're going to come in hyped up. Either way. But I feel like Dallas is going to destroy Dak Prescott, and he'll end up in a place like Cleveland or Tennessee or Atlanta. Wouldn't it be great to have him in Atlanta? I could see that being a fit. Dak to Atlanta.
I like Atlanta and Tennessee are both interesting options.
Yeah. So what's your take on the long-term Cowboys? How do you see this season playing out with this Cooper Rush, Dak Prescott scenario?
Oh, no, I agree. I think they're going to totally mess it up. Of course they're going to mess it up. I think they're going to rush Dak back for Monday night, which I don't understand. Like, okay.
Wait, you mean for the Eagles or for the Eagles game, right?
For the Eagles game.
Yeah, so that's next week.
Right, yeah. I think they're going to rush him back for that.
Okay.
If he can't grip a ball this week, you can't. I mean, no matter what, even if he can grip a ball next week, he's not 100%. So why are you playing him? Especially if the Cowboys win this week against the Rams, like we expect them to. You got to keep playing Cooper. You have to. Well, I would play him until after a bye week or until they lose a game.
So your standard right now is we stick with the hot hand, right? So if Cooper Rush keeps winning games, do you continue to make this about the grip with Dak Prescott and you have him, spit out the rhetoric, the company rhetoric? Yes, it's, I'm not there yet. I want to be 100%, but listen, I'm supporting my team, says and does all the right things. But in the back of his head, he's like, holy cow, like this dude's winning. And all of a sudden, I'm not looking like I'm resting so well in that sleep number bed because there's a guy.
Has Dak ever really been that much of a difference maker?
No, but
we've seen teams win Super Bowls like, we've seen the Trent Dilfers of the world, even the Eli Mannings of the world. We've seen Ryan Tannehill take a team to the playoffs multiple times. We've seen very capable guys take their teams far and even win Super Bowls. I think Cooper Rush can be one of those guys. We've seen Nick Foles do it. I mean, he played out of his mind for a year. Who's not to say Cooper Rush isn't doing that this year?
Listen, who knows, right?
Why not? Do you need Dak if you're the Cowboys?
No, you need wins. You need wins.
Trade him.
Who do you think ends the season as Cowboys starter? Cooper Rush or Dak Prescott?
I think Cooper Rush. I think Dak comes back. I think he gets injured again. And I think Cooper is the quarterback during their last game, whenever that may be.
I think he's the quarterback for the last few games because some would say, oh, why would, of course, you start Cooper Rush because it's a throwaway game, right? If you're in contention or out of contention, depending on the scenario and circumstance. I'm with you. I think they're going to botch this. He's going to come back too early, and Cooper Rush may be a starting quarterback next year. It could happen. If he wins, if they beat, oh gosh, I can't believe I'm even saying this. I'm sorry. But if they beat the Eagles next Monday night and Cooper Rush is your quarterback, I mean,
how do you go to Dak then? How do you let Dak play at any point?
You can't without totally abandoning the integrity of the system of best man for the job. Like you can't, unless you're talking about, let's talk dollars and cents. Dak's making 40+ mil a year. I can't sit here and, justify starting a guy who's making, 1/40th of that. Right. I mean, but I hate that this is it, but it does come down to that. But, for the love of the game, that's what we're talking about here. Unfortunately, it may not play out like that, but I'm with you. If they're going to botch it,